guys, we're back with part 2 of this session. So, where we last left off, Gash had plugged the hole in the ship with the Elephant Man, who was unconscious. Elephant Man, roll me a death save. Oh, and Big Shot left. I don't know if he crashed or what's going on with him.
We're done with him anyway.
Not really.
Alright, rolls. Am I in the right? Yeah, I'm in the right place. Okay, roll. 1d20. Yeah! Nat 20.
Nat 20?
Yeah.
Alright, you come back to consciousness with your ass shoved into a hole. It feels like it's underwater.
Did we survive?
As you ask
yes,
that,
barely.
a bunch of wood and other pieces on the upper decks above you crash around you. You see there's a nice bit of water that's already coated the bottom of the ship.
Did we defeat the dragon?
Really?
Have you seen my sword?
Did I?
Nope.
No.
We'll have to get that back. Great. Perfect. Do I have to be in this hole? Or...
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I am sorry for that, but it needs to be.
Go find something.
You can hear the wood around his ass creaking.
Yeah, I will get somewhere as fast as possible.
Alright, so you start to run upwards to the top of the deck, and as you start to run past, maybe a perception check.
Okay. 22.
You begin to run past a few of the rooms, and you see Rawl has this long item that's wrapped in cloth that he seems to be holding, walking back into his room. He turns around to you. Have we arrived at the island?
No, we, I need you to come with me real quick. We've got a little bit of a problem.
I am busy. Catch one of the ship.
Yeah, the ship might sink.
And I shall make my way to the island myself. And you see him go into his room and start to pack a few things up.
I'm searching for somebody else.
Okay.
I prefer to be the captain.
You begin to look around, and you eventually do find an individual who's just in the kitchen who's like, the fuck was that loud noise? The other one next to him is like, I don't fucking know, man. These new people are weird as fuck. I know. Well, you want to go see if shit's happened? Yeah, let's go out. And they start to walk outside of the dining hall.
I say, hey, something happened.
Fucking you. What the fuck did you do?
We were attacked by a dragon made out of pure wind. It, took us up in the air and then dropped us onto the ship. And now the element man's ass is covering a big hole in the ship.
Element Man? The fuck is
Elephant Man. Elephant Man.
Well, we have docked. And he looks over to his friend. His friend looks at him. Yeah, we're getting paid some other time. We're getting paid for our trip we made here until we get rewritten onto this ship. I mean, we've already done what we need to do. How about we get going, Jared? Yeah, let's get going. All right. And they start to walk upstairs to the deck.
Can you at least tell me where someone is that can help me?
Oh, if you want the captain, he's on the steering wheel most likely. Just so you're aware, though, nobody else is going to help you. They've already basically been paid.
Okay, yeah, this ship might sink, just so you're aware.
Cool, we'll find another one. And they start.
Would be bad if it sinks where you're. I go to the captain.
Okay, never mind then, I guess. Just no check then for you. As you walk up past them through the deck doors, they begin to walk over towards the ship like these small rowboats that are being put onto the side of the ship to allow people to go towards the island. You see the captain look down. Blackwater looks to you. What the fuck, bro? You broke my ship.
It
How-
wasn't our fault, it was the dragon that dropped us.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Get it? Do I get advantage for making a good argument?
No.
Fuck! 17.
You could have aimed for the ocean. Are we sinking down there?
Nope, the elephant man's ass is blocking the hole right now. I made sure of that.
His ass is fucking the hole?
No, his ass is blocking the hole.
Okay. Jim, Carrie, and you see the two that you were just talking to? Yeah, Blackwater. I'll give you 50, I'll give you 20 gold each if you go fix up the bottom of my boat. It's gonna take a few hours. We're gonna need at least 30 gold. Fine. Alright. Well, Carrie, yeah, Jim, let's get down there. Alright. And they begin to walk back down the ship. They grab a box as they do. Captain Blackwater looks at you. Well, this is the end of your voyage. Is your group ready to pay up?
Let me get a roll for this.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a roll to pay.
As you start to go downstairs, and you push past Raoul's door, he is not there.
Where's
His
Raoul?
entire room is cleared out. If you'd like to make an investigation check to see if you could find Raoul or any evidence of him, you can feel free to.
It's not a girl. No, that hurts. 11.
11. He seems to have packed up in a hurry and scurried off. And you do recall him turning invisible at times. As you're looking around, you do see the dresser that he has been using to write down this strange spell he's making. And you see chalk and charcoal that have been left here. In a pretty ominous position, you start to look around and you start to see oil has spilt. Like a lantern has tipped over and been spilt onto different parts of this ship. And you start to look around. And as you're starting to move through the room, you get to a drawer. And you see that it has a padlock specifically placed on it, unlike any of the other drawers. The other drawers are out and thrown around and just like seemingly everything taken out of them. The only one that is closed and locked is that drawer.
I am trying to break it with my sword.
Alright, make me a strength check and an athletics check with advantage, because you're using your sword.
23.
23. As you manage to break it, and you open it. Do you open the drawer, sorry?
Yes.
Alright, you open the drawer, it rolls out. What's your passive perception?
17.
You immediately hear, and you see papers.
What was that noise?
You heard a, and you realize it's a thread snapping. And you look towards the side of the drawer, and you can see there's a thread intricately placed, so that if you are to open the drawer, it would snap it. And you realize, fuck, that's a trap. And you look up to the small lantern that's hanging on the ceiling, and you see it begins to fall. And you watch as a small orange bead begins to fall out of it.
Can I try to catch it?
Make me an acrobatics check.
21.
21. Technically, this would be a disadvantage because there's oil on the floor, remember?
Fuck, please don't do this, man.
Make it again.
22.
You fucking lucky. You managed to catch it, and you yourself, you slip, but you managed to catch it just before it hits the ground. I'm gonna roll for the bead, because you are wearing technical armor still. Ooh, okay. Okay. So, as you catch it, and then you land on the ground, you see cracks starting to form out of it, and it is getting hotter in your hand as you clutch it, and you look around. There's nowhere to throw this, and you get the feeling like this bead is about to explode. You have maybe a minute.
Okay, I'm immediately.
Actual liquid fire starting to burn out of it into your onto your armor, the pads that are on your hand where your armor are.
Okay, I am going to the nearest place where I could throw it away.
That would be top deck, man. And that is a good,
How-
like, you're gonna have to haul ass with oil on your feet.
I am gonna bonus action use my Celestial Revelation to fly.
Okay.
And just
begin to
zoom
fly.
there.
Make me an athletics check.
I'm
as
done
this thing-
talking about dicks now.
Yes, we are. And
Oh, bro.
Raul may have just tried to kill whoever just tried to go into his room, just so you're aware.
Yeah, and that was me. So, athletics,
Yep.
21.
21. You manage to get up to the top of the deck, and this thing is starting to shake in your hand as if it's about to explode. If you let go of any of the pressure, do you throw it?
I'm throwing it as far as
you
I'm.
push out of the doors, do you throw it, or do you take that extra few steps to get it to get to the edge of the ship? This will determine what happens with it.
Okay, I am just throwing it as fast as I can. So immediately after I go out, I just throw
Alright.
it in the direction where it would cause least
Truck it,
harm.
and as it starts to go off the side of the ship, you see Big Shot's character. Whoa, grabs onto the side of the ship, and Big Shot, as you're starting to pull yourself up, you're like, "Hey, what the?" And this explosion just happens behind you. Big Shot, as you land and pull yourself on a ship, there's an explosion that rockets you onto the ship as the ship is hit by this explosive wave of fire, and the side of the ship is now aflamed. Captain
Hey,
Blackwater.
whoever did that, kill yourself.
Captain Blackwater
It
looks
was
down
wrong.
at you, Gashin, like, "What the fuck? We just paid them. They're not gonna. Ugh. Get buckets of water now, you fucking stupid ass motherfucker."
What did you say, Captain?
He's basically ordering you to get some buckets of water because the ship.
I
right
will.
side is on fire.
I do that as I'm like zooming around trying to put out the
So
fire.
you zoom, get a bucket, and you go down to the ocean. And you're just starting to pour buckets of water onto it. Make me a survival check to see if this.
So-
Because you're at the edge of your wings, starting to flicker out.
One crit.
Go ahead.
Can I use my? Do I have the nature points already, or do I not have them?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So what'd you roll?
Oh, no, it's. Can I please get advantage on that?
No.
Please. Fuck, I got the net one.
All right. So as you start to rush over with your wings with a bucket, you fly over the side of the ship, and your wings dissipate, and you fall directly into the burning fire, hitting off the side of the ship into the ocean as you suffer.
How much dumbass damage does he take?
He takes 1 bludgeoning damage, as well as
One dumbass damage.
7 points of fire damage. Are you still conscious?
Oh, the most barely.
You start to fall. I'm gonna see if you hit the anchor, man. You hit the anchor.
No!
Make me an acrobatics check to see how badly you hit it, though. As the anchor is affixed down.
16.
16. You fall, and you're about to completely be impaled through the chest by it, but you manage to, one last burst of your wings, push yourself, and only your leg is impaled by it. As you hit into it, you do suffer an additional 2 points of piercing damage.
I cannot.
As you're now underwater, impaled on this anchor as the ship side is burning. Big Shot, what are you doing during this time? You do see a large hole in the middle of the fucking ship, too.
I'm just gonna walk away, completely ignore all of this shit like it's not my fucking problem.
You gonna go make some more brisket?
Yup.
Alright, you start to go down, you're like, brisket. You push past the doors, and you start to go down.
I'm gonna take some of the wood off the side of the ship. Like, I wonder if this will be good for the brisket.
It's burning in your hands, you're like, trying harder. You just continue to walk.
I've held 300-degree piles of burning meat before.
Yeah.
This isn't much of anything.
You go
Fuck
down,
you, man.
and you start to create brisket as the ship is burning and starting to fill with water a little bit. I'm gonna roll after this, but Elephant Man, Zeus,
Yeah.
as your ass is stuck in the water, is there anything you do for the next 2 minutes before people eventually get down to start repairing the ship?
What am I doing during that time?
Yes. Is there
Okay.
anything you
Well,
specifically want to do?
I'm trying to keep very still because
Okay.
I don't want this. This is a guy's livelihood. If I fuck up the ship too much, that's terrible.
Roll me a wisdom check. Just a check, so just wisdom.
Let me guess, you're gonna fucking force him to have an enema or some shit.
What?
So check,
Why
not
do you
save.
have such sexual fantasies in my game, Big Shot?
22.
Well, you said his ass is to the water, right?
His ass is underwater, yes.
Which means all the fucking pressure is trying to focus on this one fucking opening.
I get it. Anyway, so, Zeus, as you're sitting there, you're feeling fish like nibble at your ass cheeks, and you're like, this doesn't feel good. But you manage to, with the 22, stay calm and focused. You hear the
Fucking
creaking of
fish
the wood.
licking his asshole.
Like, the wood is about to give out. You have maybe a few minutes before you create a bigger hole. And you
Fish
see
rim drop.
walking down to you at the moment. Like maybe a few, like maybe 30, maybe a minute after your friend left. A familiar cloaked figure staring at you.
Man, why does the most crazy shit with Raoul is happening when Raoul isn't here?
Raoul looks at you. Your weight in gold will come soon. I believe you've dropped something. And he grabs he grabs that wrapped cloth item and he pulls out of it as he unwraps it, your weapon, and throws it to you. As he does, it clicks on the ground maybe a few feet in front of you, which means you can't grab it. There is something different about the weapon, though. You can't tell at this point. You shall
Oh,
meet again,
God.
or maybe not. That is up to you. I will be looking for a rod to cast my spell from.
I got a rod for you.
You're not there. If you wish,
I have an inherent sense of all potential dick jokes.
if you wish to speak or aid me again, come to the storm's epicenter. The solstice happens in 24 hours. Perfection shall don a new coat upon this world. And I shall be its tailor. And with that, goes back to invisible and begins to walk away.
Okay, I know where I'm going.
As you're now sitting there, your weapon is like rolling a little bit with the ship listing. Eventually, two individuals, Jim and Carrie, crew members, both get down and they're holding wood and nails and they go, "Ah, Elephant Man, we're gonna go ahead and get this shit." And you hear a on the side of the ship. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Well, we're only getting paid for this job, so you might want to get up, Elephant Man. We're gonna make sure we clear off all this water hole shit business.
Understood. I'm gonna stand up and grab my weapon and walk out.
Make me an athletics check.
Yeah. That one.
The wood breaks and you immediately fall under the ship into the ocean. And you see water begins to pour up into the ship and those two go fuck and they start to repair the wood as fast as they can. Go ahead and roll. Okay. You see water is pouring in on them as you swim back up, pull yourself back into the ship, and they are having a hard time. This torrent of water is starting to push very fast up into the ship itself, giving the ship an enema. As this like firehouse, like this reverse waterfall of just pressured water is spurting up. They are having a hard time even pushing through it. You get the feeling, if this continues, the ship is going to sink.
Gotcha.
I will say, when you were underwater, you did see your angel friend suddenly get impaled on the anchor underwater, too.
Oh!
You both just stared at each other, and then you just swam up.
I'm so much. I need my sword, man.
Alright, so you go and you grab your sword. Are you helping these people repair the ship or no?
Oh, definitely, I'm helping her.
Okay, so you begin to help them repair the ship. Go ahead and what is your strength score?
Yep.
What is your strength score?
Oh, my strength score? 18.
Okay, so that is +4. Okay, you guys just barely made the DSC of 90. So as you guys you're helping them repair by pushing the planks down and keeping the water from pushing them up and away. Eventually, what?
Was I supposed to roll anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
Eventually, the hole is repaired, and as you're soaked and just like trying to brush this water off of you, you pull your sword up and you look at it, and it seems more tarnished than it was before. It doesn't glow as much in the lights, and so you look down to the central chamber of your sword next to the hand guard. You see no flame. The divine etchings upon your blade have grown dull.
Okay.
The
I'm going
flame
to-
has been snatched by, you assume, Rawl. And it's at this point that you realize you may have been aware of his somewhat evil intentions, but he may have been aware as well of your divine connection and the possibility that you would get in his way.
That was
And seeing the option presented to him, decided to take initiative and cost you a bit of time from trying to stop him, if that was your original goal.
Okay. I'm gonna stow my sword at my side.
So your sword can no longer use fire,
Got it.
and it no longer does the extra damage that it did with the shard embedded into it.
I'm gonna move out.
Right?
Yeah. I'm leaving the ship.
So what is passing through your character's mind as he starts to head up the stairs?
This has become a bigger problem than expected. I was under the assumption that I could just waste time until Rawl would not be able to do the solstice, and we'd miss it entirely.
As you start to think this, and you're like, man, I shouldn't have wasted that time, it pings in your mind. That shard is a touch of divinity, a touch of the primordial flame itself of creation. Something beyond the primal deities. Something, and you do know in your lore, soon the Weasley Prime deity is birthed from the primordial flame. It
It's a
existed
touch
before
of Jesus
him.
Christ's toes.
It is a touch of something much beyond the divine power of the deities. And that is now in Rawl's hands.
Great. 10 out of 10.
Man,
Well,
it looks like everybody is agreeing
This
with
is
me.
what I-
Misha.
This is what I love and hate about Raul. I mean, Domino Contradiction, whatever the fuck his name is today,
Mhm.
is that he could not be here and still be the most powerful person.
Well, I'm just playing
Yes.
his character, man. Him and I had like a good 6-hour lore session about his new character he's playing in the new campaign, as well about Rawl. So I know a lot more about his character now. Okay.
yeah.
Me and Bob are planning a partner character.
Well, have you already stated
two
you're joining
characters.
that campaign? Because if you haven't, I've already gotten all the spots.
Joining what?
The newest campaign. Because
What?
I already have all the newest campaign I'm starting in like a month. I already have all the spots filled, so I won't be able to invite any more people.
Yeah, sadly.
You know I'm joining that shit.
You never mentioned it, and I had more people
Bro,
say
I'm the ride or die of the server, bro. I've been here since day one.
I will say this. There's going to be a period of, sorry for anybody listening, but there's going to be a period of, do I like these players in my campaign, of like maybe 1 or 2 sessions, and then if I do not like them, or if they don't, I don't know. I'll talk to the players and see if any of them are interested in leaving and maybe doing a campaign in the future with me. But I already have all the spots filled, so I'll talk to people in the campaign at the moment. Because I have Chiron, I have V, I have, who else? I have Zeus, I have Big Shot. No, not Big Shot. I have Domino.
4. See, you're so used to saying it that you know you want me there.
I have actually, I might ask Ruby to leave the game because the character doesn't make any fucking sense either. But I'll see about it. Depending on how Ruby and I have interacted recently, I'm kind of tired of them in my games. But
What about Shadowy?
Shadowy, I think he's in my game too. Well, let me check.
Cringe.
Ike's characters. Let me just check this really quickly for you.
Shadowy, if you end up watching this, just know that nobody in the server likes you, my boy.
I like Shadowy, they're cool.
We all fucking hate his ass.
So, we have Ruby, we have Chiron, we have Thog, we have Zeus, we have V, and we have Domino. So, the only one that I'm thinking will probably be kicked out of the campaign because they've been annoying me way too much recently is probably Ruby. But anyways,
Fair.
so it would probably be 1, maybe 2 players, because I know Bob Sauce is a player, but there's a lot of people here, so roleplay is going to be a bitch. So, I'm trying to give other people in the server a bit of ability to join games, too. That's the reason why I was like, hey, anybody want to join
Trying to
in?
give them some of the limelight, I know.
Yeah. Anyway, so, as you begin to walk up the stairs with these thoughts of shit, danger, fucking roll in your mind, Zeus, you start to smell the smell of something cooking. Big Shot,
Brisket.
what is the rock cooking?
Can you smell what the rock is cooking? It's brisket.
Roll me a D100, and I'll give you advantage.
I give him an advantage?
No. Of course I got another text message.
Any bonuses because I'm using the ship's wood?
I'll give you an extra +5.
Damn. Oh, it didn't roll with advantage. I forgot D100 doesn't roll advantage properly. Yes.
Alright.
A whole 3 extra.
You step into the kitchen, and the extra brisket that you had put down as you woke up, Big Shot, is starting to cook, and the Elephant Man walks in as you're finishing up cooking it. It's not your best brisket, but it's not soggy burnt brisket.
It's
still-
mid,
it's-
like middle tier.
Yeah, it's mid. Most people would be proud of it, but for you, you're seething and coping and molding about it.
I'm kind of like, oh man, this isn't the best I can do.
Seethe.
I must do better.
We must be.
I like how this character has turned into another fucking Sven.
You have no more brisket materials after this one.
Where?
As you finish it up, the Elephant Man walks in. If you guys would like some roleplay here, I will mute myself for you guys.
Yo, Elephant Man, I got done cooking some brisket. It's not my best work, but it's... Most people would be proud of it. Would you like half?
Yes. I am. Yes.
I'm going to split the brisket down the middle, revealing how juicy and thick and girthy and moist.
I eat it.
Take a look at that cross section. Look at it. Look at the marbling.
I'm really appreciating that. I'm gonna can I get a bonus for appreciating the brisket before I eat it?
Schmucky asked you the question.
Well, I was muted because I was texting Roll about what happened. Make me just a general perception check.
Gotcha.
This is a good brisket in his eyes, mid in mine.
Maybe. We'll see how he perceives it. Maybe he's a food critic.
Alright. I had a +1 to this. 19.
Alright, yeah. You've been around and you have eaten briskets before. Very good briskets. Some of them from Durath. Not the best there. They have a lot of spices, but they're like very spicy spices. They're not like
It's
tamed.
like Cajun cooking.
Yeah, it's fucking spicy ass shit. So it's not that good. Not too good with brisket. But you have been to... Where would they have brisket at? I would say... There was one place. Within the wastes. Snowden. You did travel there once. I think that's... You traveled to Snowden, right? We mentioned that in your backstory. Okay, when you traveled to Snowden, you had tasted some really good brisket on a nice cold day because it's always snowing there, and you're like, this is pretty good. The best brisket you've ever had was in Strumland, the home of the halflings, the halffolk. They are connoisseurs of taste, spice, meats, veggies, fruits, everything you can think of, and it comes along with a beautiful banquet and this wonderful singing and dancing and just a lot of performance. And honestly, this brisket is kind of mid, but the way it is cooked and prepared reminded you of that for just a second. And you're like, huh,
My people.
okay. Like it brought back that
So
memory, but it wasn't as good.
Had he rolled lower, would he have perceived it as a better brisket?
He would
Actually,
like, yeah,
because of how I presented it to him, does he get any bonus?
no.
That's cringe.
I will say it brings back those memories, and you're like, this guy, this tiefling, he can do it.
Yeah.
He can do it.
You know
He can cook the brisket.
You know that like a meme where the guy's in the car with the ape and it's like drifting.
This gorilla, he can do it.
Anyways, as you're eating it, it is pretty good. It's at this point that you hear as you look out the kitchen door and half the ship is on fire.
Oh, okay. Did the brisket taste good? Did it do anything for me?
Well, funny enough, it did. As I said, it didn't do anything for you, but I gave you the description of what it reminded you of, and it wasn't as good as that, but it reminded you of the way that they had prepared it.
Okay, so
the
no
sauces and whatnot mixed similarly, because he had used certain citrus fruits to flavor it as well, to like dip it in there and let it soak in some of the flavor as well. That last shot of the scene, man. Me when I go to a prostitute's house.
Me wouldn't have boner, your mom.
Anyways,
Whoa.
Brisket ain't squirting like that. I don't
I
want
will
it.
say this. You don't have a stomach, so as soon as it hits into your stomach, the entire thing charcoals and turns to ash and dissipates from your stomach specifically. So you don't feel a fulfilling feeling from it. You just gain the nutrients that you need.
I'm
Hold on,
going
if I were
to...
Hold on,
look
Schmuck.
to
If
my
I were to
friend.
cast Purify Food on the brisket, because I do have that spell as a racial spell. What would it do to the brisket?
Well,
It
are
only
you doing it
gives
on the part
poison.
you're eating?
Yeah,
What is a brisket? Like, does it have... Is it soaked in alcohol and stuff?
meat. No, it's its own juices.
Okay, so I will say this. You did reminiscently kind of soak it in citrus and whatnot, fruits and water. Not water, but fruits to give it a bit of extra flavor. Would you like to cast Purify Food and Drink on it?
Yes.
Okay, so as you cast Purify Food and Drink on it, the fermentation of the fruits, it doesn't give you as much of a taste to the brisket, but it makes it juicier and it brings out the flavor of the brisket itself, which increases it by 10 for you. It doesn't really do anything for you, but it is good.
Brisket.
By the way, the ship's on fire. Anyways, let's turn back
I
to
don't get
Gesh's
eating
character.
brisket.
Gesh, you are impaled on by your foot on this anchor. You are being held underwater and you cannot breathe at the moment.
I am trying to free myself.
Make me an athletics check.
21.
21. You manage to pull your foot off the anchor
And then I'm trying to get on the ship again.
As you swim up to the top of the water, you look over, and the ladders and the nets that are on the side of this ship, this side of the ship, are burning up. The entire ship has caught fire.
Okay. Now I need to figure out what I can do. Cause, damn, am I fucked?
Yes, you are. You see Captain
Yes.
Blackwater go. He takes a bell and starts to ding, 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 ring it. He goes, "Abandoned ship!" And he just jumps off the fucking top of the ship.
Okay, so the ship is abandoned, so I will try to swim to shore.
Okay, as you begin to swim to shore, you eventually get to the dusty, ashy shore. And you look back and you see the ship is starting to list and sink into the water. Its top is starting to come up to the top. As you stare at this, we go back to the inside. The two of you, the ship is starting to a few of the chairs are starting to fall towards the back of where the ship would be in the dining hall. What are you two doing?
Let's leave. We can't stay here any longer.
I'm cherishing my brisket.
You begin to cherish your brisket. Zeus, as you push out of the door, there's fire in the hallway, but it's like only on strange parts of like oil that had dripped into the area, and it's on the opposite wall of where you're at. You look down the hall and you can see where Raoul's room is. The door is open.
It's not worth it. I'm gonna just get the fuck out. We gotta go to shore.
Alright, you begin to push upwards. I need an athletics check from you because the ship is listing heavily. Big Shot, does this remind you of any of your characters?
Yeah,
Alright,
I'm eating General Tso's chicken right now.
As you begin
Shit's
to
fucking-
head out, you feel the floor slip under you, and you pull out your weapon and stab it into the where the floor would usually be, but the ship is now at like a 45-degree angle, sinking downwards. Big Shot, your character eating their brisket hits the back wall of the kitchen.
My
No.
fucking brisket. Now it's personal.
Your brisket goes all over the back wall.
Now it's personal.
It's always personal.
So, what are you two doing as the ship begins to sink? You can
I guess
see
I'll
water
pay
is starting to
attention.
raise up into Rawl's room and past it. I'll say, Big Shot, you managed to pull yourself out to the hallway itself, looking down and seeing this as well.
I guess I'll check Raoul's room, make sure he's not,
You're gonna
drowning.
jump down to where the water has reached.
Yes.
Okay. You splash in and you look down as you swim down into Raoul's room. You don't see him anywhere, but you do see a few pieces of paper and a book floating in the area.
I'm going to grab them.
Okay, you grab them, and you surface up again, and you see as the elephant is slowly doing one.
Okay. There are no direct routes.
I mean, this is a hallway that leads directly to the up another staircase, and then actually no, because this would be the top staircase. Raoul's room is here too, at the very bottom of the staircase next. Not a staircase, at the bottom here. Yeah. So you're about 50 feet climbing from the exit to the deck of the ship.
I'm gonna keep climbing up.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check. Man, the way that guy handles the brisket. Ooh. Anyways,
The brisket man.
he's like Salt Bay.
This character's
Nat
turning
1.
into a second Sven.
So, as you pull out your weapon to go and thrust it into the wood again, you know the sound of the slipping on banana peel?
Yeah.
You suddenly hear that as you're like unable to find any footing on this recently waxed flooring. Very strange. And as you poke your head out, Big Shot, you look up and just see an elephant man falling at you.
Can I just move to the side and let him fall
Well,
past
it's
me?
a 5-foot area that he's falling onto. You're just getting out of the doorway, pulling yourself up, and you can see his bare ass is falling at you.
Oh god, no.
What are you doing? You want to try to
Schmuck,
dodge?
don't make him anal for me, please.
You want to try to dodge?
Yes.
Roll me a. This would technically be an acrobatics check with disadvantage because you're in heavy water.
Does my AC count too?
I will say it's not your AC because this is you trying to dodge out of the way because this is a very quick timing event. You can make a dexterity save if you wish to instead.
You said dexterity save
saving
with
throw
disadvantage.
or acrobatics with disadvantage. Both of them are at disadvantage.
Can I use athletics?
Technically, you would be trying to push yourself out of the way in the water, so you can make an athletics check, yes, and it won't be at disadvantage. Just standing on the back wall now. Mind you, the ship's hallway has now gone to an 80-degree upwards tilt.
13.
13. Zeus, make me an acrobatics check just to see.
Okay.
Depending if he wants to land on him or not.
And then
Well,
my
he doesn't say he's
acrobatic.
falling on top of him. He just started to fall.
3.
Okay. You manage to avoid him, though he does land on one of your feet, and you're like, oh, fuck, as he just, like, breaks some of your toes, but you manage to avoid him mostly. Out of character, he would have anal hoarded you. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, you fat fuck.
He does land on your foot and break through Rawl's door into his room, and he starts to sink down. You do suffer, Elephant Man.
You'll survive.
Sad.
11 points of bludgeoning damage.
That would. I just got back up. So I would be at 1 hit point, right?
Yep.
So yes, I would go unconscious.
The Elephant Man hits the water in the ship and just seems to sink. You just see a few bubbles coming up. Big shot. It's been like a minute and he doesn't
He'll
come
live.
up.
He'll live.
Will he? You stop seeing bubbles.
See? See, no more bubbles. He's living.
So you're leaving him?
Yup, I'm going druid with it.
Okay, so you're gonna try to climb up this ship then?
Yup.
Okay. So,
Well, I could use my winged boots.
I mean, it hasn't been an hour yet.
True.
Winged boots require you to take a short rest, correct?
No. No, it's just time.
Let me check.
I think it's they regain like 4 hours in an hour or something like that.
Well, it's not 4 hours. Hold on. Let's see here. So, let's see here. So, here's the thing. You can fly up to 4 hours in 1 minute increments or use it all at once. So, technically, you could have kept chasing after that dragon, but you were still falling behind it way too much. So, the boots only regain 2 hours of flying capability every 12 hours. They aren't in use. So you have about, you only use 10 minutes of it, so you have about 3 hours and 50 minutes of flying.
Then yeah, I'm gonna fly.
Alright. You begin to use your flying Tims, or your winged Tims, and fly up. Breaking through the top of the ship,
I'm a fucking Tim.
you see the ship has caught fire and is starting to sink. You look down, and you still don't see the Elephant Man.
It's not my problem. I got rolls, papers.
Okay. You begin to
His
fly
rolling
out,
papers.
and I assume you're going to fly towards the beach, correct?
You would be correct.
Okay, you begin to fly towards the beach. We return to you, Zeus.
Yep.
As your consciousness begins to fade from you, You see the lights of the ship begin to get darker and darker the further you fall into Raoul's room, towards the back wall of his room with a single door in it, which used to be Sedekar's room.
Right.
Of course, the front room has a few things, like a dining table.
Whatever happened to Sedekar?
You don't know. Anyways, as you begin to fall, you hit the back door of that too, and as your last bit of air is starting to fall from you, you don't see that tiefling coming for you. You have one action. What do you want to do? And I will say no casting spells.
Okay.
Draw your last pathetic card, Yugi.
I guess.
Summon Exodia.
Honestly, like I see two options for me.
This deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba, but it does have Exodia, the forbidden one.
The only pathetic card here, Kaiba, is you.
I see. I pray for salvation, or I accept my death.
I will say the door does, because of the pressure, break, and you start to fall even further, and you do see a small stained glass like design window at the back of the ship.
I guess I'm just
You
gonna
land against it and you see that the ship is sinking. The water here is only about 100 feet deep, and you get the feeling the ship is just about to hit the bottom.
I'm gonna try to break that window.
Alright, so you pull your sword and... Actually, no, you don't have your sword on you at that point. Actually, technically, you would have grabbed it and fell with it. So yeah, you do have it. Go ahead and make me one attack with disadvantage against the window, because you technically are underwater.
Right, and it's no longer magical, so it's now only a +7.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, disadvantage. $18.
Okay, give me 1 second. You do manage to hit the window. Go ahead and roll damage with your sword.
Okay. Max damage.
Okay, how much is that?
12.
12, okay. As you slam against the window, you begin to lose all your breath, and you start to pass out as the window breaks. I want you to roll me a D100.
$77.
Your body is pulled through the currents out of the window to the darkened sea, or to the Mithril Sea. It is unknown what happens to your character, Zeus.
Big
Zeus,
sad.
we will discuss another character for you.
Got it. Okay.
Actually, I do have an idea for you, if you wouldn't mind me, let's see, how long have we been recording? 48 minutes? I'll go ahead and say this to you in private. Where are you? Zeus. Your Viber, okay.
I do have a feeling he comes back as something like as like a
More
rageful-
naked.
or
I lose
something
more parts.
or something rageful to like kill him, like kill Big Shot. And
Roll me a D100, Zeus, just to see which one I want here.
Okay.
but now officially,
22.
Lawless has become the BBG.
Okay. Give me 1 second. So this is gonna be interesting. One rare item, one uncommon, and one common item for you, and make it level 7.
Got it. Let me write down those stats. I'll send it. I'll write it in text. Okay.
Oh, no.
Level 7.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll get back to that. So,
One rare.
as this elephant's body dives deep into the sea, we watch as the ship begins to sink, and just the front of the, what's that front part of the ship called? Like the big post on it? Come on, I know you guys
The
are sailing
mast?
nerds. No.
No.
Like the mast
Oh, yeah.
off the front of the ship.
Oh, fuck. The bow.
The bow, yes, the bow, with the beautiful siren on front of it that seems to hold it up, is the only thing sticking from the water. As the waves crash over it and the rocks that extend next to it seem to catch it. You do not watch the elephant float up to the surface. At this point, during the day, as this has become an explosive area, you can see a bit of the crew looks around and goes, well, we got paid, we're gonna get going into town and see what we can procure before another ship comes. And they begin to walk off as Captain Blackwater looks to you both and goes, well, hope it was worth it. We brought you to Agaburst. Hope you can get your own way home. Tiefling. That dragon lady said she was heading here or to one of the islands around here last night and said she would be back in a few days. Said, don't worry, she'll find you. Said something about a mark.
Yeah, I don't doubt that her crazy ass has fucking, like, tagged me or something.
She was a bit different when she woke up, though. Her eyes were less sunken and her skin a bit more white. Her hair was not as dirty either. It was white almost, or gray. I can't tell. It was nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Whatever you did, good job.
It's so good it fixed her.
She just needed some Pantene, I guess.
She bathes in Pantene.
Man, please make this character an NPC in canonically half.
And, you broke my ship.
I didn't. It was Raoul. He aced the
You threw
trap.
an explosion off the... That was actually pretty cool, though. Like, you threw an explosion. That was awesome. But you broke my ship. It doesn't matter. It was a ship I just randomly found. But you broke my ship.
I wasn't that. I wasn't the one who placed the explosive as a trap.
Anyways.
That was the crazy
I don't
research.
care. Just know, you're on my fucking you're on my fucking list, man. You're on my fucking list.
Hey man, I didn't do anything. Call the crazy wizard out for that. I just saw it raw
Raul
locked
was
in.
not on our ship by the time that explosion happened. So
Yeah, but he was.
I don't care. You're on my list. I don't care. I'm gonna get going into town to find myself a new ship to pilot. I believe Thog left early this morning too into town, so he may be here somewhere. Just so you guys are aware, it has been a hellhole traveling with your group.
I know. One
thank
question.
you, but never hire me again. And he
Yeah,
walks
one
away.
question. Do you? I'm
could-
just
You could
asking
yell-
him
you could
one
yell
last.
to him. You could yell it to him as he's walking away.
I'm asking him if he knows where Raoul is.
Fuck no!
Fuck!
Fucker didn't pay me!
Fuck! That son of a bitch!
As he walks away, you can see a few... Oh, let me see. Why did Zeus... let me just... Gotta go.
Well, now officially my character wants to kill Raoul.
So, as you are both soaking and just brushing off a bunch of water, you watch as a few gnomes and humanoids, mages, begin to walk up to you. And a few of them they're all speaking gnomish as they start to walk up, and they seem to be covered in dirt or wearing these beautiful cloaks of brown and shit like that. Okay. They seem to walk up to you holding sticks, and they go, one of the humans approaches. You just arrived?
Yes.
Who sent you? Why are you here? We didn't expect new visitors to the dig sites here recently.
What was the name of the wizard
Oh my
again?
god, it's a demon! And he pulls out a sword as he's looking at Big Shot.
Wait, he is not a demon. He is not a demon.
I'm a
He is not a demon. He is not a demon.
What did you say, Big Shot? Because I couldn't hear you over fucking Gesh.
I may be a tiefling, but I'm a paladin.
Both of you,
I worship the god Sugaroth.
I'll say, as you're saying this, roll me a persuasion check, Big Shot, with advantage here. Sugaroth.
22.
So you came from Oridon's church sent you. Good. We did need someone here with the vortex. Good to know. Welcome, church member. It's probably been a long journey for you from Oridon. You must be tired. I apologize for my rude introduction earlier. And he looks over towards the Osamir. And Osamir. You both must come from the church. Well, we do have a few abodes here if you would like to take a layoff from your stressful travels. The solstice that is causing this maelstrom is going to occur tomorrow evening, it seems. So if you'd like to take a lay down and just relax for a bit because you look a bit injured, we can get you some abodes set up, and if you need to talk to us, we can get you some information. I believe Oridon said they were sending you a week ago, but you never made it, so I apologize for our burst of defensivity. It is good to meet you.
I do have a question,
Yes.
and I am going to describe Roll to him and ask him if he's seen that man.
So you describe a man in a cloak.
Yeah, I am trying to be as specific as possible.
Man in a blue cloak. I haven't seen someone like that before here.
Shit.
If you are
Yeah.
looking for
It
information,
means to ask if you've seen a man named Raoul.
Raoul. I mean, I haven't. I've been in the dig sites all day, but, our leader, I believe his name is... Well, hold up. Let me look at his name here, because I can't remember exactly what the name was from when I first said it. Senis. He's the leader of one of the most prominent dig sites here. He's off for today. He should be, in the place we call the Dig Inn. It's a funny name because it's like Dig Inn, and it's an inn that we've refurbished, one of these old buildings. You'll get it looks funny. It's funny when you look at it. He should be there if you're looking for somebody here. You could ask Senis, and he'll definitely know if they've been around here.
Okay. I am turning to the tiefling and asking, hey, by the way, did you see Leo's?
Who?
The elephant man. Our friend.
No. No, I did not.
Would that be deception?
Well, I mean, is your character going to try? Because last Leos was having his ass stuck in the bottom of the ship before he got blown off the side of the ship, and he was underwater as well. So he got free. So you're not sure if he was on the ship again or if he swam.
No,
out of the ship.
Big Shot's character said that
Yes,
he didn't
I know,
see him.
but your character would not have any inclination to those two would have talked, except that they were both on the ship around the time you got thrown off.
Okay,
You can
not.
make an insight check, but I'm going to
Nah.
give him a bonus. Is the problem?
Yeah, no, my character wouldn't have any suspicion towards him right now.
Yeah, he hasn't seen Leos. Leos must have swam off after you freed yourself from the Anchorman.
Okay, because he is certainly useful about what is going to happen soon. I hope he's okay. So, we
I'm
really
sure
need-
he's fine.
So, let's direct all our efforts to find Raoul because I don't know what exactly he's trying to do, but I only know it has to be something very, very bad if he's trying to kill any witnesses.
This guy just gets more and more villainous, doesn't he?
Yes. I was already suspicious to him from the start, but my suspicions have come true. We need to find him. He was very adamant about doing an experiment during the solstice, so we need to find him before that. So let's go to this inn.
You can do that. I'm going shopping.
You are big shot. Agaburst Central Island. It does have a few shops on it, but they're not like actual shops in a city. This is an archaeological dig site of an ancient civilization.
Oh wait, would there be a smith somewhere?
Give me a second. Now my mother wants to talk to me. I think she just brought food home.
Yeah, oh god. Now, out of character, Earl has officially become the BBEG. Oh
We
god.
know.
Yeah. At least we have the Flame Lady on our side.
You're unsure if there would be a smith. You're unsure because you don't see a smith at the moment. You're on the edge of the island, and the large tower, the tube that you see in the center of the island, is probably a few miles away from you. And you see the tents in the refurbished buildings are set up around that area, kind of. What just happened with Viber?
Disappeared.
Bro, don't tell me it turned off.
Died.
It went offline.
Right. They can do that?
Yeah, they can go offline.
How and why?
I don't know. And I don't care. What do you mean
And-
the match is found? I literally just gave you all the information you needed.
What happened to him? He died.
Sorry, give me 1 second. /play. So... Come on, Discord. Paste.
And for the second time, two
This
party members are missing.
Mm-hmm.
For the second time, it fucked me and Zeus over.
Cope.
The next time half the party is missing, I'm not sure if I will even do the fucking session at that point. Because the last two sessions today and yesterday
Bro.
have shown.
You sound
Bullshit.
like ass. See if
Sorry.
I'll just do /resume if it will. Because it's still offline, it says. Yeah, no. What did I do last time to let Lunabot use this shit here? Sorry, guys watching. I don't know what's going on with fucking Viber's bot. It's usually what we use, but it's being stupid today. We do have Lunabot in the server, which I have used once or twice, so I'm gonna go see how I did it last time. Discord's just fucking around right now. We played that. How did we play that then? If we could do it here. Lunabot's here. Copy. Yeah, we played it here. What the fuck? In the same way. Let's try it this way. /play. Paste. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Jump scare, run.
Hey, Raul, how you doing?
Well, you're too late.
No, it's not. We're not done with the session.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, Goblin.
We did things.
Yeah,
The ship sank.
and you have done things.
I heard I may or may not be responsible for the ship sinking.
Yes. You have now become officially the BBG.
Well, kind of. There you go. Fucking.
Okay,
kind of.
what all has been pieced
So-
together here?
So your character was making spells. The party fought a wind dragon because Big Shot made an inappropriate comment about my mother. What the fuck? Viber's on. Why is it not playing the fucking?
Hold on, let me check the server. It might be having some issues.
It says it's playing.
Support server. Let's see here. Let's get the real picture.
Let's do /disconnect because that might be what's happening.
Outages. Today, 5:47 a.m. Yes, there is an issue with the bot where it doesn't play the song and displays the end of queue message, or it spams the song embed. Actually, there is an issue in the library that the bot uses, so we can't do much about it. But we are hoping for a fix soon. Sorry for inconvenience caused. And you can check for more issues, info on the issues using this.
Oh god.
Yeah.
There are some difficulties.
Aren't they always?
Why is
Yes.
Lunabot not working now too? What the fuck, bro?
Did they kill Lunabot?
I don't know. Let's see if this works. There we go. Why is it? Okay, this is stupid. Slash. That is not what I wanted. I said D&D.
Serene music for my dog.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like,
Oh
what the
my
fuck?
god.
Slash. Not that one. I don't want to do that one. Slash this. Yo, bro, these bots are really pissing me off recently.
My god.
Let me see if I need to get the actual link to it really quickly. Anyway, so yeah, basically party pissed me off, so I sent them a wind dragon to fight, a tempest dragon technically. They barely survived and brought it down to 8 HP, so it started to run. They fell
I
out
did
of
all
its
the damage.
they fell out of its ribcage after all nearly dying. Big Shot had flying items, so he didn't fall. The elephant and the angel, who was unconscious at that point, fell through the ship, creating a large hole. The angel pulled themselves up with the elephant and plugged their hole with the elephant's ass in the ship. He then went up, talked to you, and your character assumed the ship was going to sink, so they started to clear out the room. And then when the angel had gotten people to fix the bottom of the ship, he came back up and went to talk to you. Your character was nowhere to be seen. Your room, like a few of your lanterns, had fallen onto the ground, spilling oil everywhere. He found a locked drawer while everything else was open. He broke that open, saw some papers in a book, and he had heard a snap when it opened, and he wondered what that was, and he looked up to the lantern at the top of your room as it fell, and a bead of fireball was falling. He caught it, but it shattered almost across his armor on his hand, and he was holding it tight, got up to the top of the ship, threw it, exploded on the side of the ship caught fire, he failed to put out the fire, fell into the ocean. Your character went down to the elephant before the people had gotten down there to fix it, had mentioned, I found your weapon. If you want to aid me or get in my way, I will be at the Nexus point in the next few days to accomplish my goal. Handed him back the weapon, who the elephant man at that point had found out and realized you had stolen the shard of, like... So, the elephant man had gotten a shard of the primordial flame in it, which is a part of creation. It is above the deities in power, because Soon was created from the primordial flame to be a guardian of it, basically. And a shard of that was put into his weapon to aid it when he rescued a woman a few sessions ago. And you realized that and stole that to either aid you in your goal or possibly stop him from stopping you. Make it a bunch harder to do. And you basically unenchanted his weapon. Took that, threw his sword back, and fucking booked it out of there so they wouldn't chase you. Invisible, of course. And that is currently where we're at after the ship had sunken and the Luxodon was brought down with it because nobody wanted to save him, apparently. anyways, so yeah, that's what happened there. Let me go ahead and get this link. See if I could use this with Lunabot. I think I can. So yeah, that's basically what happened. You went onto the shore before them. That's why, literally, Lunabot in the last month has gotten rid of YouTube on its thing again. What the fuck, bro? What is going on with all these bots?
YouTube doesn't like Discord bots accessing YouTube,
Yeah, but
so it.
But why?
Because YouTube is a fucking piece of shit. I don't know.
yeah, I say as I'm posting this on YouTube.
It also happens to be where all this stuff goes. So.
Yeah, but yeah, basically, you have revealed that you are, and yeah, what the fuck? Viber is not working. You have basically revealed that, you are somewhat working against the party and your goal.
He's just a little paranoid, you know.
Yeah.
He's just taking precautions. He still doesn't necessarily doubt their loyalty. He's just being prepared. Nothing wrong with that. You can't fault him.
What does he think about brisket, man?
If he thinks very little of brisket, man. You gave him a brisket, and that's really
Kill
all
yourself.
That's really all he's gotten in order to form a formative opinion about him. So there's just not much. Period.
Well, yeah, my characters know to get you. Contradiction.
Bro,
Okay,
none of the
what-
music bots
what-
are working.
What evidence is there really that he wants to kill you? You opened up a drawer with his shit in it, and something bad happened
That's
because
true.
you were snooping
That's true.
around his stuff. Like,
That's
come
actually
on,
pretty fucking true.
that's fucked up. There is
My
no
character-
evidence that Rawl is evil. Fuck you.
Well, my character was already suspicious from the start of you.
Hashtag Rawl did nothing wrong.
I agree. Wait, what does it mean? Play Spotify true false?
Rawl summoning 8,000 Twitter followers in order to back him up.
Oh fuck you.
What? Rawl is trying to Midas the whole world. My
And
character
you-
doesn't know that, but he knows that you try to get rid of any possible
Bro,
evidence
what is
and
with all
witnesses.
these music bots not wanting to fucking work?
If he really
know.
wanted to get rid of it, he would have just gotten rid of it. He wouldn't have left it in a trapped fucking drawer. That's stupid. He probably just left something behind.
That's what Goblin did. So my character's just.
I mean, I also
is-
have some shit of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
What do you
character's
have?
just. My character's just assuming on what he knows.
Anyways,
What do you know?
do you have any music bots that actually work, or no?
Viber is my go-to, and it's having some trouble right now. So at this point, I would just stream a tab.
Okay, you're right there. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Want a break from the ads?
Want to break from the ads?
All right. So
Oh
I'm gonna,
god.
how do I turn YouTube fucking sounds down? Cause that's fucking loud as shit, bro.
You
There
can
should be
There it
something
is.
like, yeah, you found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So I think it's hearing that. Give me a second to see. Okay. Yeah, it's listening to it. It's still pretty loud though.
The tomato thing is back.
So, just so you guys are aware, this is the music I am listening to. If you wanted to listen to it as well, it's in music. Anyways.
You could theoretically use the activity tab for that.
I know.
No, you can't loop stuff on. Wait,
So,
no, hold on, you can. Sorry.
As...
Whatever-
Continue, sorry. I'm interrupting.
Sorry, whenever I normally have to stream a tab, it's because I'm looping a certain chapter in an album video. So, and you can't do that on Watch Together. Continue, do the session now.
So-
Rah.
As you have escaped the boat roll, You pass by, invisibly, a group of humans and gnomes in these, like, desert garbs as you jumped onto the Isle of Ash and Sand, littered with bits of vegetation and trees, but mostly, just large rubbled buildings miles inwards with tents and this large tube pooled gnarled brass that almost looks like a tower, but not. And you can see the vortex, the maelstrom. Damn, this is fucking loud from YouTube, bro. What the fuck? There we go. Hopefully that's not too fucking loud. Yeah, it's fine. You see the maelstrom. It's starting to touch the top and starting to coat about a good 100 feet around the tower itself, as it seems whatever nexus point exists is centered around this tower or something below it. You're not sure. The ley lines connect specifically on this strange tube, and you can see that it is pulling down this iridescent wind of technicolored maelstrom. Has many different lights flying through it. The wind on the island is picked up to 30, 45 miles per hour today. The air is chilled, and the sun that's out. You've played Dark Souls. There's a single ring around the sun of its normal color, but it's just black. The light here is very dim. And you know that at the end of the day, starting tomorrow, around the start of tomorrow, the solstice would technically be taking place, but the highest peak of it will be midnight tomorrow. So, not this night's midnight, the midnight of tomorrow. So about, at this point, 36 hours. It starts in 12. You know you have just a few little connections you need to make on your spell. And at this point, you begin to walk towards the town that's a few miles away. And you're walking at a brisk pace, so it only took you about 20 minutes to get here. Your visibility's still up as you see gnomes and other individuals who are covered in dirt around many different pits of archaeological discovery that seem to be surrounding and within the town itself. You can see large hills and old buildings that are being rebuilt. And you can see a few of these tents that are placed around some small towers, some ancient brass constructions, and some walls that have long since fallen apart. You can see ancient automatons with gears that seem to just be frozen almost like Pompeii, covered in ash. And as you walk up and touch one, it completely disintegrates. Rawl, as you begin to walk through this town, and you notice one of the mechanisms, one of these machines, roll me a perception check or an investigation check. As you just stare at it, as you don't touch it, because the first one fell apart.
Alright, 24.
You notice, upon the back of its head, it looks like a warforged, but it seems to be more of an automaton, seemingly walking like a robot, rather, to your knowledge. It has gears and it has pulleys in it, rather than being a living being that you know the warforged to be. On the back of its head, almost like Agent 77, there is, on its back plate, a single signal of probably its creator.
42.
2 M's.
It's
Very,
42.
I don't give a
77.
shit. 2 M's that seem to be very curved and wonderfully crafted. Roll me a history check.
Alright. Jesus fuck. 24 again.
As you're trying to recall where you'd seen this because it's procking in your mind, you remember it being mentioned in the histories of Draconia of the Micah family that lived there, a similar scribing of their M's and their symbol. However, this one is very recently you've seen this yourself. This is Midi's design. The way that these warforged are created, the way that this symbol is emblazoned on it and made, is similar to Midi. But Midi is dead. As you're starting to think this, you do see a familiar orc walking by you. Thog, with his turban on, with many swords coming out of it, which is strange because he got rid of his turban after he lost his arm, it seems. He doesn't have his new sword, the sea-foamed green one. He seems to be walking with both arms. As he seems to be walking around, cloaked up a little bit, you see him ever so presently, like, stop, turn a corner and like go around a wall and just stares at this other gnomish individual that seems to be giving a lot more commands to the people who are doing archaeological digs off to the side. And you see him just staring at this man, watching him. And as you're about to say something or approach him and stare at him, do whatever to see what the fuck is happening, you see Thog on another wall, missing his arm, no turban, with his new sword. As you stare at both of these Thogs, you see they haven't noticed each other, and they're both staring at the same man. Roll me an insight check.
Oh boy. Oop. 7.
You're not sure, but there seems to be some bloodlust from both Thogs. What is your passive perception?
10.
10. At this point, on the Thog that has his arm still, you can't tell anything, but the Thog that you know, the one missing his arm, a bit of his tunic blows off on the back, and the few tattoos that cover his body, on the very center of his back, they come to a...
I have to go.
Okay, that's fine. A blackened tattoo of a handprint. Roll me a history check.
Fucking 26.
26. You recognize this mark. This is the mark of a member of the Black Hand. A group of assassins, mercenaries for hire. Worldwide, their history stems back to the Altrivian times, where they were destroyed in Durath originally, and this group seems to have risen from those ashes. Originally in Durath, they were a good aligned group who wanted to oust the king during the Altrivian times, but nowadays, they're just assassins for hire. And you know that you, compared to the rest of the people that are looking into them, know that there are... Give me a second here. I actually have the information for it. Let's see here. They have recently killed a few politicians and important people around the world. Their groups of many different groups that they have, small syndicates, are called palms, and the members are called fingers. It seems that, looking at it, this design that's been tattooed upon his back, there are many different rings around the middle finger of the one you know as Thog. And you figure this man is probably a high-ranking member of the Black Hand. And you look at the other one, and you get the feeling they both are the same, they both are part of the Black Hand. Just by looking at them, you immediately recognize the bloodlust in their eyes now, of not a person who's self-defending themselves, but hunting their prey. And they both have not noticed each other.
He's going to stare at the seeds of this exchange, the imminent violence that is yet to come, and perhaps a thought will stray to a very old friend. Regardless, this is no business of his. There is but one goal, the goal.
Perfection. As you begin to walk away from these individuals, marking down their target, just in case, you begin to head towards the large reconstructed building, an inn, and you see that it's next to a dig site. Their target, seemingly walking towards the same inn, pushes in, and you read upon a small sign that hangs, the Dig Inn. D-I-G-I-N, like digging in.
The dig in. Oh, that's fun. That's cute.
You see a few people walking in and out, but the target does walk in, and he just takes off his bandana as he's walking in, wiping his sweat away.
Well, I do so ever wish him luck. He's going to need it.
I will
Now
say,
then.
passive perception of 10. Let's see. How they there be. Okay, never mind. Continue.
Well. He knows what he's after. An old engine that might fuel the great transmutation, the worldly change. It must be substantiated by something. The spell will do quite a lot on its own, but Roll himself is no great spellcaster in his own right. He is capable of comprehending and recording these things, but even so, the foundation was laid by a greater wizard than he. His time is waning. There are still some finishing touches to be laced. He must find an engine.
As you begin to think and put together that tower, that tube, you begin to approach it and you don't see an entrance just looking at it. It seems to be part of a larger building that seems to be underneath the ground, to your knowledge. Something that either maybe one of these dig sites may lead to, or maybe hasn't been dug up just yet. As you start to think this, you remember your talk with Sedekar about perfection not being up to one man. And those words echo as you remember a similar talk long ago. As you shake it out of your minds, as you are stalwart in your goal here. As you begin to look around for any information that may be useful to your cause. If you would like to roll an investigation check. Gesh, you and the tiefling are escorted to the town as these humans and gnomes start to go over the brief history of how they had found and started archaeological digs about 20 years ago within these lands. And recently, with Sypha being promoted to the Archmage of the Guild, of the Mages Guild in Darath, they have received a lot more compensation for this, because she is an archaeologist herself. She has been well studied in it, and she finds that it may be useful here to dig up the past histories of Agaburst, the destroyed continent that was destroyed during the Second God Wars. There may be something to learn, something to garner from this ancient civilization that used to float in the skies, not due to magic, but due to engineering and tinkering of the minds of the gnomes. As they go into this grand explanation of many different merits and benefits, you begin to look around, and you, Gesh, you see a small gnomish man, seemingly bounding around the town, awed by everything he's seeing. A man who seems to be... let me go ahead and look at his picture here. Where is it? A man who seems to be wearing strapping leathers, has a bag to his side, a small pickaxe on his back, pulled back hair that seems to be gelled. He seems to have not had much sleep in the last few days. He's just bounding around. You see upon one of his, on his satchel, there is a familiar looking design. 2 M's interlaced with each other. And as you're about to approach him, as he's looking for somebody, he spots them and runs off, and the crowd of people that are walking past you, you don't see the direction he goes.
Okay, I will take note of that. The character will literally just pull up a little notebook and write that in there.
You, Gesh, see the giant storm starting to pool upon this towered-like tube. You see the buildings, and Markel, who is the... Well, not Markel, because that's Markel Phoenix. Markil, M-A-R-K-I-L, Markil, is the one human showing you around. He looks to you and points out a few things. There's the dig in. It is the prosperous inn. It's the thing that most people who don't have tents or small houses that they can make, or like magical houses, usually stay there. That's where most of the archaeological diggers stay. Recently, it's been a lot of people have been coming here recently. I don't know why, but it's very nice. It's very themed. So if you don't like themes in places, you might not want to stay there. They also sell beverages and whatnot. You can find a place to sleep there and a lot of information there. There is also the general store. He points towards another house that's been revitalized, the ancient house. The stones have been rebuilt onto it. That there is Argathor's general store. He's an orcish fellow. Might not want to get on his bad side. He's pretty strong. But Argathor is a pretty nice fellow. He gives us cheap prices for his gear. Most archaeological digs buy from him or have them brought from other lands, but the shipping costs are ridiculous if you bring them.
Yeah, I figured these waters here are very treacherous.
Oh yeah. And most people find that, and he points towards the sun, that is a bad superstition.
Yeah, I suppose many people are coming here because of the solstice in a few days.
Maybe, but I also find that the advancements of archaeology in these days and the many discoveries we've made have brought a lot more attention to these lands as well. And it is a great thing it has, because we have gained a lot more momentum in our discoveries. In fact, recently, and at this point they're walking into the inn past you, Rawl. And Rawl, you do hear, in fact, recently, Senis, the head of the archaeological dig team, has discovered an ancient passageway, and we believe it may lead to a tower or something, some sort of construct, and he points towards the tube. It might actually lead to something like that. We're not sure. It leads in that direction, but there could be many things buried under the ash here. Oh, let me buy you a drink. I've been talking too much, and he brings you inside, Gesh.
Thanks.
You heard that too, by the way, Roll.
Alright, well, guess where he's going.
To find
Did I
Zenith, who has that information.
Did I see Raoul?
No, he is invisible.
Oh shit.
Well, as you gain that information, what'd you roll for your investigation check?
A 17.
Alright. I will say you start to, listen into other conversations around to try and gain information, and you hear an individual go, yeah, that gnome Senis, he's kind of radical in his decisions, isn't he? Yeah, but we've been very safe recently, he doesn't want to take too many things out of his way. Yeah, but his politics are getting in the way of our digs, man. I understand. I want to go deeper too, but you gotta understand, we're being paid by Sypha to excavate these ruins. Of course, we're gonna have to be careful and get whatever we can out before we start to dig further. Yes, I understand, but listen, he's been too political recently. He's been drawing too much attention to himself. We could be in danger. I've been asking Senis to hire mercenaries, but he keeps saying no. Listen, we're in the middle of buckfuck nowhere. You have to get through multiple waterfalls that change the fucking laws of physics into this land that magic has weird effects in the middle of a grand solstice to find a single gnome in the middle of these jacked individuals carrying stone and stone pillars out of archaeological sites. I don't think anyone's gonna be that stupid to come and kill any of us here. You're right. At this point, they start to walk away. And you hear one of them go, you hear the one that was basically saying it's a stupid idea go, but you are right, we do need some protection here, I would agree. So I'll talk to Senis, actually I'll go right now, I'm on my break anyways. I'll talk to Senis about setting up maybe a few of us miners to be guards instead. Does that sound fine with you? Yeah, I think it would put my wife's mind at ease. Alright, good, I'll get going then. And you see this dwarven individual starts to walk up one of these dig sites, out of one of these dig sites, eating a sandwich. Seems to be heading towards where Senis is.
Oh, what? Sorry,
So-
I hadn't thought you were addressing.
No, I was.
Oh.
These two individuals, a human and a dwarf, that were in a dig site. One of them was coming back from their break, one was going on their break, and they mentioned that Senis was kind of getting a little bit political, and they were afraid people might attempt to kill people to get to him, to shut him up. So, the dwarf is now going to talk to Senis about maybe putting a few guards on him in the dig sites.
Well, let's follow the dwarf that's going to talk to Senis.
He's eating a nice bologna sandwich, by the way. He starts to sing a small tune. Ugh. Man, Charles can get. He's talking to himself. Charles can get just really, really paranoid. He's been paranoid recently. Why is that? Is it because of the attacks in the Civil War? It's gotta be. I mean, I understand if Cragstone was in a lot of Civil War as well, I would be restless too. Hey, at least we're making money, though. I need to talk to him a little bit. Maybe get him some pills from Agathar. He walks up to the dig-in. Well, probably here getting drunk. Let's see, Senis, I guess. And he walks in.
Well, all right. I'm right behind him the whole way.
All right. He turns back and looks like through you. Feels like someone's watching me. Nah, I'm just being paranoid. And he just keeps walking. And you're just like staring down at him. He walks in and you can see the inside of the dig-in, for both of you, is this wide house that seems to be connected to another house through a hallway. And you can see there are ancient, like, small stone pillars and other things that have been used for decoration here. Gnomish brass and stone pillars that have been made to make it look like... It kind of looks like when you travel to Egypt and you, like, go to, like, those ancient pyramid, like, structures and whatnot. And they look like... It looks like ruins in here, almost. But you can see tables have been set up. There's a bar, and there's a kitchen in the back. And you can see to the right there seems to be a wooden wall that's been set up to make rooms for people to stay if they need to. And you see a few people sitting at a table as you walk in, Domino. You see, what's his name? You see the angel, the Ozimir in your group, is with this human man who's pulling him, and he goes, Senis! And then the dwarf goes, Senis! And they both look at each other. Oh, do you need to talk to Senis too? Yeah, my friend here wished to speak with Senis, and I need to get a room arranged for him. Alright, you go first. I'll stand here and idly, wait. And you see your Ozimir friend and the human begin to approach that gnome you saw walking in, taking off his bandana.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna follow the guy who went to talk to Senis first.
Okay, so, Ozimir, what's your passive perception?
17.
I'll say this. Raul, are you trying to hide from the Ozimir?
If he can in any way make a move that makes him less perceivable, especially to the Ozimar, yeah.
Make me
They don't need to know his business.
Make me a stealth check with advantage, please.
Right. And then, okay, here we go. Jesus, natural 20.
Okay. Give me a second.
Oh my. Too much tea.
I'll post a picture of him later, but that's basically what he is. By the way, the central island, I would say you guys would have studied up, is called If you look in Sennis's shit in the NPCs, that's how you spell it.
Myzfirklestein. Okay.
Myzfirklestein or Myzfirklestein, yeah, your choice.
Alright.
Do any of you speak Gnomish?
I do.
It is
I
Gnomish.
don't.
It is Gnomish for. Wait, you speak it too, Gesh?
No, I don't.
Okay, so, Domino, it is Gnomish for. Let me see. What was it fucking called? It was. Shit, I can't remember the fucking thing now. Give me a second to look at my notes here. It is Gnomish for. Let's see here. The Lady of Brass. They call it that because there are a lot of in history it is said that this city itself, where Myzfirklestein fell, which is where the island is, it is said in ancient tomes they have discovered that the city itself almost appeared like a beautiful woman in the sky made of brass. It glistened and it was a beautiful work of art. And engineering as well. But that's long ago. That's only during the Altrivian times. It doesn't matter. Anyways. So. Let me just go ahead and... I said floating Lady of Black? Okay. Flying Lady of Brass, yeah. There you go. Actually, no, it was the Lady of Brass. I'm stupid. What the fuck? Why did I say flying? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm stupid. Give me a second. Okay. So, as you both approach Sennis, he takes off his, he already has his bandana off, he's wiping a bit of dirt off his face, drinking a bit of ale. Hey there! How you doing? What can I do for you, strange, Oh, you're an Ozmir! Did you come from, Oridon? Are you the one the temple sent?
For the investigation?
Yes.
Yes, I am one of the people who were sent.
Make me a deception check, please.
Why?
Because you were not sent by Oridon here.
Wait, I didn't?
Nope.
My character genuinely thinks that he's that stupid. He just knows someone sent him.
Make me a deception check. No one sent you. You were brought here by the party.
Yeah, so and he just knows that someone sent them there.
Yeah, but they're asking if Oridon sent you
7.
aid. 7? Yeah, I thought they said there was going to be a few other members. It doesn't matter. Anyways, sit. What do you, Okay, so, the investigation, yeah. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So, what do you want to know?
Have you perhaps seen a wizard with the name Raoul? Yes.
Ral.
Yeah.
There's maybe one other person named Ral here, but they're not a wizard. They're a hard-working miner, actually. Wait, nope, they were crushed last week. Strange earthquake. We heard a strange whirring, like, sound, and people on the surface during that time said they saw smoke coming from the, and he points out towards where that large tube is, from the tube, strange. Like almost a machine humming to life, and then dying down again. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we were traveling together here, and I kind of and because of incidents, me and a few friends were scattered around, and I can't seem to find him.
Ah, well, if we see him, we'll let you know. Now, back to the investigation at hand. We don't know if it was some sort of freak accident or whatnot, but the new tunnel we were investigating that we thought might lead to that big tube, you know. When we heard that and the earthquakes happened, it kind of trapped a few of our members in the new tunnel we were digging. Kind of can't access it at the moment with the materials we've been provided. Too heavy of rocks, so, well, we could move them, but we're not sure what may be beyond there, to be honest with you. A few enemies or something. We're not even sure if our friends are alive, and recently a lot of bugs have been crawling out to the surface with the strange earthquakes that have been occurring. So I don't want to send any of my miners or archaeologist diggers into that pathway until I can be sure there's no enemies that will kill them. So if you're here to help with the investigation, what I need you to do, if you don't mind, and we'll send Rawl down there if we find him, is I need you and whatever other friends you brought, because I heard you brought a few friends, to possibly head down into that tunnel, see if you can find any of my missing people, and clear it out. That is what I need from you. That is what you're getting paid for by Oridon to do.
Okay.
I do have a few friends, actually, that said they would, or individuals that came like a week ago, that said they would be willing to aid in this, actually. Someone named Thog, and there's a man named... How do I not remember him? Oh, that's right, Midi Micah, from Draconia.
Yeah, I do recognize the name Thog. I think he was traveling with me too, but not in the same group.
Wait. Didn't you just arrive today?
Yeah, I'm.
Then you're wrong. Thog definitely wasn't traveling with you. He's been here for a
Wha-
week, man.
Was it an orc,
Half orc, yeah.
perhaps? Okay, either someone's impersonating Thog, or it's just a crazy coincidence.
I don't know, man. We barely got his name. He just said Thog. That's all. He's a circus performer, afro with a turban, many different scimitars in it.
Yes, my friend said that, yeah, the Thug that I know used to wear it, but there was an incident. Huh.
Well,
Now I'm pretty sure someone's impersonating him. Well, I need to find this man too,
we'll send him
apparently.
with you anyways. Maybe you can
Yeah.
figure out what the hell's going on then. But, yeah, if we find your Rawl friend, we'll send him with you. We need you to go possibly within the next week. We're hoping to get down that pathway. But we would appreciate if you can do it as fast as possible. We don't want to risk any of their lives if they are still alive.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, so take some time, get the rest you need, and I'll have one of my, and he points towards the dwarf, Darlin! And he ushers him over. Yeah, boss. So you're gonna aid, show the group that we are bringing down into the mines, to the point where they need to go to rescue our friends. Boss, I don't think that's a... Darlin. You know these archaeological digs better than me. You are personally in there. I've only seen maps. Yes. Well, our friends here are going to need a guide. You don't need to go in with them. You just need to show them. Fine. But, listen. You need to promise me when I get back to speak with you, you will literally listen. You will not drink and just make fun of my ideas again. Fine. Anyways, you'll go tomorrow. Or you can leave tonight or tomorrow, your choice. I believe, and he's looking at you up and down, you need to get some rest. We'll send a medic to your room to aid. Anyways, that's all. If there's any questions, feel free to ask some of my men. If they don't know the answer, come find me.
Yeah, I do have a question. Where could I make myself a new set of armor? My armor isn't in the... Yeah, it's broken.
We don't have many smiths in town. Agathar from the general goods store, he's actually an orc from Orcelium. Came here when he heard money was involved. He's a good friend of mine. I kind of gave him the heads up. He wanted to get out of that warring continent. He's a great smith, but he doesn't have a lot of materials to spare.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would just need materials I can make the armor myself.
well, if you're going down tomorrow, I don't think you're gonna be able to make whatever you're wearing there viable. You might have some things that you can buy from him, but that's Agathar you need to speak to. So feel free to go speak with him. Tell him, whatever you buy, I'll buy for you. And I would just build, what's it called? Oridon. Sorry, I'm kind of drunk here. In fact,
No
he
worries.
writes down something in Gnomish and hands it to you.
Okay.
Alright, well, get the fuck out of my face. I need to keep drinking.
Okay.
And he goes back to drinking. As you stand up, and I assume you begin to head to Agathar's, correct?
Yes.
As you begin to walk past, Domino, make me an acrobatics check. There are a lot of
don't
people
scare.
walking around here, so you may be bumped into.
Oh.
Dirty 20.
Yes, you push past, and you swear you feel some wind push over you, and you look around, but you may just be kind of traumatized from that dragon. And you continue to walk out the door. Rawl, Sennis sits before you, and you heard all that conversation about the strange pathway they found, and they believe it leads to that strange funnel you're looking at. But the way was blocked by an earthquake a few days ago, and they're looking to put together a team to investigate the tunnel, maybe clear out any enemies that may be in there, and find their members of the archaeology teams. They also mentioned Midi's name, as if he was here just a few days ago. And you know Midi's dead.
2 thogs, 2 middies. Now, the important bit. So, the fellow who has actually been there and is apparently injured, I'm going to Darlin, yes.
He's not really
Thank you.
injured too badly. He seems to have like a few cuts, but he didn't actually get injured by the falling. He just knows where to get back and forth in the mines. He's more of a personal archaeological guy. Sennis just knows the maps.
Yep. So, it was, however, mentioned that a medic would maybe be sent to his tent.
It was sent to the Ozimir's cabins.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
Well, in any case, that just means I don't have a fun lie that is immediately going to be seen through as I stuff him in a bag. I'm going to follow Darlin to his tent.
Okay. Darlin goes, alright, I'm gonna go back to my tent, get some food, head back to the dig site. And he goes back, you see him walk, a few gnomish children run past him saying hi, because there are a few that are born here, but not many. It's not a thriving civilization, it's more of a dig site. And he goes, hey, Darla, Trian, it is great to meet you two again. Don't go near the dig sites, I'm not gonna come get you again. Okay, and they go running off as he goes, fucking kids. He goes back into his tent, which is a relatively small tent. As you are about to enter, you do see a few people leaving it. You get the feeling this is more of a community tent than anything.
So he did say he would be heading back to the dig site tonight, right?
He said he'd be heading back after his break, which you assume is not that long. How do you spell archaeologist? Because it's not fucking letting me spell it.
I'm gonna let him finish his break and then just tail him to the dig site.
Okay. So, hold on. Let me go to fucking shit here. Archaeologist. How do you fucking spell this shit? There you go. I just got another fucking text, bro. Jesus fucking Christ. Every time I fucking do D&D, bro. Paste. Okay, so as he begins to leave his tent, you're gonna follow him to the dig site?
Correct.
Okay. So, let me look at this fucking text, because my mother's... Okay, I don't need to fucking know everything about the fucking shit that's happening. Okay, so Darlin begins to walk out towards the dig site, putting on a few pieces of goggles as a bit of a dust storm has kicked up, putting on a mask, scarf over his face as he begins to walk towards the dig site he had just come from. He begins to walk to the north. Actually, technically, because the big one is to the north of this southern part of town. He'd be walking northwest to the western part of town, just outside of it. As he begins to walk there aren't a lot of people around at the moment. Okay, got my pick, got my duster. He sits down before he gets back to the site. My duster. I've got my nets. I've got my pittons. Got my hammer. Love my hammer. He kisses his hammer, puts it in his bag. I've got my water. I've got my food. Alright, we're good. And he starts to pack up his stuff again and puts his backpack on his back. To this point, he starts to walk towards the entrance to the dig site where you don't really see a lot of people. He just starts to go down in.
Well, I'm following.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm just putting Darlin in there because he might die soon. Anyway, so as you begin to follow him in, it is very dark. Do you have dark vision?
I do.
You do. Oh, because you went custom lineage, didn't you?
Yes.
So, as you begin to follow this man in, and he begins to walk down a few paths, you can see a few wooden paths that go over a gigantic hole. This is just a sinkhole that's been carved down, basically. That's how they discovered it, it seems. There seems to be ancient pieces of brass in parts of cities that have been uncarved with tunnels leading down into them. He continues to move and move, and he pulls out a map, and he just goes, alright, I need to lead them here today. Alright. And he puts it away very quickly. He walks past a few other diggers. Hey! Charlie! It seems to be the one seems to be one of the humans in this dig site, and he goes, yeah, darling! Well, I'm going to be leading some people down here later, so make sure the supports are nice and well done, okay? We're going to that one collapsed tunnel. Try to get some of the rocks out of the way by the time we're there. How long, you think? About 12 hours. Alright. Isn't that when the solstice starts? Yeah, it is. I apologize, but we're going to need it open by then. Alright, I got you. Don't worry. I'll get some of my boys down there. Bring one of the beasts, too. You know, the Ash Strider. Ooh. You want one of the Ash Striders? I'll have to talk to Sentence about. I don't give a shit. Just get it done. Alright. Did you enjoy your break? I did. Now goodbye. And he starts to walk down.
Alright.
Do you continue to follow?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Eventually, he gets up to this dig site's, not to the bottom, but you can see the bottom continues heavily down. And you can see a large tunnel that leads off to the right, and he seems to take it. This one leads about a little bit, just general direction of sense. It seems to lead a bit northeast. And as he begins to walk down, you can see these large wires made of wires made of steel that seem to pop out into the roof and up a bit. You can see pieces of brass that are very rare in this tunnel, but as you get deeper and deeper, you can see more of them starting to appear. More of these blue crystals placed in blue crystal tubes, specifically placed into the walls as well. Eventually, he gets to a place where you can see rocks and debris have fallen and closed off. Right, here's where the tunnel is. I'll bring them there. And he seems to put his ear against the rock. I don't hear anything pounding on the other side, so we should be good, at least when we move the rocks. Alright, and he pulls out a small stone that seems to have markings on it. Alright, Senis. I found the Holloway again. I don't hear anything. We're going to be using an Ash Strider. Also, we're going to need a few guards down here in case anything does come out when we dig it out. You see him wait a second. Alright, good. And he puts it away, the stone. Alright, let me start dusting off the place, getting a little bit of this mined up, and he starts to pull out his pickaxe. This seems to be the tunnel that they were speaking of, but it is collapsed.
And there is no way through it, correct?
Not at the moment. It seems that they are starting to get ready to work on that for tonight. And he
Alright.
has pulled out a small pickaxe and starting to mine at some of the less, like, collapsible stones.
And is there any point at which it is possible to see through a bunch of very small gaps in the stone?
Maybe a perception check.
Oh boy. Right. That is a... Fuck, what's my wisdom again? Lamau.
Like 10.
16.
You can see small cracks, but as you try to stare through them, they just lead to, like, it's not just one, like, general, like, 2-foot rock that's blocking. It seems to be pieces of metal and other pieces of wire that collapsed during the earthquake. You can see small indentations into the rock that you could probably crouch to get, like, inside of if you teleported in, but you can't see to the opposite side of the tunnel at the moment.
So there are gaps I could fit in.
Yes, possibly.
Well, remember that item you gave me that lets me, like, teleport a shitload?
The Wayfinder staff?
Yes, it has Misty Step on it, if I recall.
Yes, and I believe it costs charges to use, though, correct?
Yes. Hopefully it shouldn't eat a bunch of them.
You're not sure how far this collapses, by the way, just so you're aware.
Yeah, well, I gotta take a risk, because I don't got time to wait for these bitches to mine it out.
Where the fuck is the Wayfinder staff? I'm trying to look it up again, but I can't find it.
It should have been in our DMs, but... Oh, yeah, there it is. Voyager's staff.
Voyager. Okay, I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
Okay, Misty Step costs 2 charges, of which it has 10.
Okay,
Wait,
you see that
pass-
spell I
what the
gave
fuck
you, right?
is that? Hold on.
What?
It just occurred to me, I don't know what the fuck Passwall is.
Pass wall. Hold on. The fuck?
I know the-
Password is, I think, you can make a non-collapsible way, but I'm not
Okay,
too
a
sure.
passage appears at a point of your choice that will let you see that you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface, such as a wall, ceiling, or floor within a range that lasts for duration. You choose the opening's dimensions up to 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and 20 feet deep. The passage creates no instability in the structure surrounding it. Okay, cool. When the opening disappears, any creatures or objects still in the passage created by the spell are safely ejected to an unoccupied space nearest to the surface on which you cast the spell. Okay, well, isn't that convenient?
I guess it is.
So, like, this dude, he's like getting to work for the day.
Like, small.
Fucking-
Tink, tink, tink. Now, over here. Tink, tink, tink. Continue, sorry.
Mystery wizard jump scare.
Oh my god, who are you?
I'm going to walk up to a point in the collapsed stone.
Hey, careful, careful. You're gonna collapse the... Continue.
He's going to take the staff and very lightly tap it against the ground. It's the faint clink of its metallic end upon, I presume, the stone floor. And the sort of...
At the moment, the stone floor does start to turn a little bit more brass and whatnot. It seems like there is a hallway here that is not... that has probably collapsed a bit on... or probably had, like, something attached to it but was never finished. During the time that this existed. Or maybe it was and something just tore it apart. But there are pieces of metal and wires of steel affixed to the ceilings as well as some tubes, as I've mentioned. But continue. There is mostly rock and stone, though.
As in front of him, a thin, glowing line upon, like, the collapsed fucking mound of rock and metal is going to appear. And as it does so, the dimensions the dimensions of the matter before him are going to alter. As, in fact, a passageway made of solid gold appears before him. He begins to calmly walk through.
So, as this line appears on the rock, you see the sparks that are coming off of the gemstones on the top seem to create these almost hands that seem to almost open the line itself as it alters. It's almost like Wile E. Coyote shit, like, you see, like, the tunnel, and then it just pans out to a flat door that you just opened, basically.
My god. I'm going to... Actually, no. Rawl's going to turn around as he'd already taken a few steps in,
Huh?
poke his head out, looking to the little, the guy. I forgot his name again.
Darlin.
Darlin. Are you coming?
Roll me a persuasion or intimidation check.
My god. Alright, that is a dirty 1.
So you roll like a 2 minus 1 then, okay.
Yep,
He
negative
looks at
charisma,
you.
baby.
He just starts to fucking book it away. he doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
I am going to cast Vortex Warp on him.
He like runs and then appears back where he was. He's like, huh? Huh? And he turns towards you. Huh?
I ask that you keep calm.
What do you want?
I am merely granting you an opportunity. The rest of this place has been sealed away. You find yourself in the presence of a powerful wizard, and one in need of guidance. Think of it, an expedition into this ancient place, one where I can guarantee your safety. You need only follow me
And you're
and guide my steps.
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Alright.
I'll also give you a +5 because this guy's not that smart and he sees gold. He's like, oh, that's a good color. Okay, this guy's a good guy.
He's a good guy, because he has the good guy color. 19.
19? Alright, you got gold magic, so you gotta be good, right? You're like some sort of priest or something. I'll come with you, sure. And he starts to walk into your little paths wall.
Right. The, hollow steps of 2 men walking upon a metal surface sound throughout the cavern, as finally they reach the other side, and it quite calmly closes behind them.
As the scene shifts to you both walking down this extended hallway as it closes and shuts and a few rocks fall down. His pack being left on the opposite side. A little bit frayed because he kicked it when he stood up. As you both stand within this hallway, we're going to move to Gesh if you don't mind for a second.
You cut out?
We're going to move to Gesh for a second.
Ah.
Gesh,
Okay. Yes.
where are you going?
Your question.
What did I fucking call the orc again? What did I call the orc? The smith guy, the general store guy? Aradosh? Ardasha?
No.
Fuck, I can't remember his name now. I was trying to put him in the NPC's channel, but I can't remember his fucking name. Arbidon. Arbidon. I'm just gonna call him Arbidon. Continue.
Well, what should I do? Can I go to Auradon later, but first I need to perhaps find Ilias.
You don't know where the fuck he is.
That's why I'm trying to find him.
Okay, make me an investigation check.
Like, in my character's eyes, he is the best. He is one of the best chances he has against all. 15.
Okay. Give me a second. Anyway, so, as you begin to look around, you see no sign of Leos anywhere. And the tiefling seems to have left your side for a bit to go find a cookery or a smokehouse or something. As you begin to walk around the city, you look into one of these ruined houses, and you see like ancient pieces of furniture and in the alleyway between this one and another one, you see like these ancient posters that have been long worn and torn. As you stare at it, you can see that it's definitely a political thing that is unsure of what it is. As you continue to walk and walk, you don't find Leos. And I would say, walking around this place, you don't see any temples, no churches, no chapels.
Weird, huh? So I don't have an easy way of finding him.
I would say, make me a history check.
Okay. Not great at it either. Shit. It's a 6.
You don't recall. Oh, sorry. I put Ag-a-burst. It's Ag-i-burst. My bad. But you don't recall in the history of Agaburst, like anything you've heard of Agaburst having any organized religion.
That certainly is not good. Maybe I should try the tiefling first. Maybe he found him.
Gesh,
Yes.
they are not here.
Mm.
Your character does not know where the fuck the tiefling is. You are alone in this strange city at the time of a solstice about to occur, and Rawl has gone off on his own and seemingly is doing a nefarious agenda, to your knowledge.
Yes, that's why I'm trying to find my
I'll
friends
say,
to stop
retroactively,
him.
roll me a perception check, actually.
Fuck that. I wanted to press delete and not send.
Okay, so roll me a perception check.
26.
26.
Almost a net 20, man.
You remember being in his area and in his desk, the edges of one of those papers, the paper that was almost low, now that you're thinking about it, and one of the apples in the desk drawer were golden, solid gold. You start to think, weight in gold. Make me an insight check with advantage and a plus 10 here, please.
Oh god, that will be fun because I have a not too bad one due to my high wisdom. 33. Two? What? This part is rigged. It gives me 19 after 19.
I
So
would
off.
say, roll. Have you been trying to hide your intentions or just not make mention of them?
He's just pretty much been not talking about it.
Okay.
If someone inquired, he might even actually explain them.
So yeah, I
But
would
no
say
one has,
at this
so-
point, you've been having that weird feeling ever since he's mentioned that phrase multiple times to you. And you start to piece it together. Sedekar disappeared the night that Roll wanted to speak to him. You had heard what sounded like an explosion in your dream, but you just assumed that was your dream. Sedekar's room was charred the next day. Pieces of the ship have been missing, and pieces in Rawl's room have turned to gold. Weight in gold. You immediately put it, well, after a few minutes of thinking about this, a few children run by you, and one of them goes, the little boy goes, no, you gotta realize, because they're like playing a tag game, he goes, Tag, you're frozen now, and you see the little boy goes, no, you're supposed to be King Midas in this situation, and he goes, oh, okay, you're golden now, you can't move, and he continues to move, and immediately at that, you put it together. Rawl's trying to do something to turn something or some people, or you're not sure how big the scope is, but he is trying to enchant the world or someone or some people to gold. He is trying to transmute something to gold. You're not sure the widespread of this, but you get the feeling it's probably worldwide because of the spell that Sedekar was mentioning. You immediately put together Rawl's plan is to probably turn the world gold.
Oh, oh shit. I need to. Oh, fuck. Oh.
It's at this point that you realize Rawl got off that ship before you. And you do remember being told there was like this arconic hum from that strange place where you see the vortexes clinging to an epicenter, and you start to realize it's a nexus point of ley lines. You've heard Rawl and other mages mention nexus points of ley lines, and you get the feeling that's where Rawl's going, to that ley line nexus point, but it's just a tube. And then you remember what Senis said. They think that hallway they're going to have you clear out connects to something inside where they heard an arconic hum of that tube. And you immediately recognize those strange feelings that you had when talking to Senis. Like someone was around you, someone was watching you, but they weren't there. You don't know how much Rawl knows, but you get the feeling he knows enough. And that is most likely his destination.
I'm immediately booked to Senis.
Alright, you begin to head towards the dig in. At this point, you hear the sounds of screams in the center of the southern part of this town. The sounds of clanging metal against clanging metal and the sounds of blood spraying everywhere as you see Thog, but with two arms, different, slashing and cutting through, killing a few individuals as he's doing a sword stance. And you see Senis, currently heavily injured, starting to run a different direction. And you see your friend Thog, again, suddenly take out this blade that seems to almost gleam a sea-form color and just whiffs his blade. And you see him get flung 10 feet forward, landing directly in front of Senis, pulling the blade and just running through his gut and pulling it out. As he then...
Wait,
What?
which Thog did that?
The one without the arm. He stabs through him, and there's another Thog who seems to be fighting against a few other, like, people in town. And, actually, no, technically they wouldn't be doing that. The Thog without an arm is currently stabbing Senis, but Senis would technically be having a blade out at Thog as they are seemingly fighting each other. He stabs and guts Senis as he pushes him to the ground with his foot, looks around and just puts the blade away and books it. As the other Thog seems to appear out of the woodwork, sees this, looks around and just, I'll say, so the other Thog, the one with two arms, wasn't in that battle, my bad, I was mistaken, because I realized he said he wanted it to be some other way. So it seems like there's a battle going on between Senis and Thog. Senis begins to run and Thog just immediately guts him and books it. And that other Thog that you see steps out of a crowd and then slowly puts a hood on and steps back in, seemingly disappointed that he didn't get to do something. You see a second Thog, though. You see two Thogs. One of them is running, one of them seems to disappear into a crowd. Jesus fucking Christ, can you guys not text me every fucking hour, bro? Continue.
I'm immediately running to Senis and using my healing hands on him.
Well, you haven't got any long rest yet.
Yeah, but I haven't used it yet.
Okay, so as you begin to run to Senis, a few people are trying to push past and get to Senis himself to apply aid to him. Roll me an athletics check.
I'm just jumping over them.
How so?
My boots.
Okay, yeah, you jump over them and land on a few people because there is a lot of people seeing this.
I would only jump if there's a clear way for me. If not, I would just try to get through.
There.
Okay,
so
then I'm just trying to get through.
Acrobatics check, please, or athletics check.
Okay, athletics.
I'm just rolling to see how long it takes for him to die. Okay.
21.
You manage to push through, and as you get towards Senis, you get your hands and you're about to put them on him. And as you do, you feel that his body is just cold. Do you push your healing hands through him?
I will.
Okay, make me a wisdom check. Or a charisma check specifically.
Wisdom or charisma?
No, just charisma.
Shit. 14.
As you push the energy into him, you see his wounds begin to heal up, but you feel this necrotic energy start to spike and starts to eat across the flesh of the wound. Seemingly, your healing is not doing anything. And it seems that he is already dead by the point that you get there. And it was only like 20 seconds to get there. He didn't bleed out, it looks like. It seems like something else happened. As you look down, you can see this necrotic energy is just stuck in his body, eating away and decaying the inside of the wound.
Fuck.
A few people start to push away. A few diggers start to come up. Everyone, move! And you see a few of them holding a few potions. They come up and they push you the fuck off him and start to pour potions onto him. And you hear, "Sinis! Sinis!"
I said to them, is there a cleric nearby? Anywhere?
No, there's no cleric here. At this point,
Fuck.
as they're all saying this to you, and you say "fuck," and you start to look around, everything is starting to like zoom out or get closer. You're getting a little bit of tunnel vision. Everything's getting blurry. Everything is getting louder or quieter. You're getting that tinnitus in your ear. Everything is smelling like blood as you look down to your hands, which are covered in it.
Fuck.
Jesus fucking Christ, stop texting me, bro. So, as this is happening and you look down to your blood-soaked hands, pushing away from the group a bit, and pushing onto a wall, breathing a bit heavier, because this is the first time that you've seen an assassination like that. Or you're sure it's an assassination. Oh my fucking god!
Goblin, just mute your phone while you're doing a session.
Anyways, this is the first time you've seen someone you could not save due to some other complications like that. As you slowly start to bring your mind back to a peaceful, calmed place, Stennis is dead. You know that you need to seek out Darlin to possibly find that pathway as soon as you can. And you see, walking and watching from a distance, this small gnomish man who starts to run up and pushes past you, and he goes, "Stennis! Stennis! Are you?" And you see he can't get past. God, fuck! What am I gonna do now? I'm supposed to. He looks up to you. He looks up to you.
You need help getting through?
No. What I needed was some information from Stennis, where I was supposed to meet Darlin tonight, but.
Yeah, I needed to talk to him too about some pressing matter as well.
Wait. You're the one who he told me about a few hours ago. Okay. Well, you look like him anyways. Are you the one that was going down into the tunnel, the dig site?
Yes.
Okay. We can salvage this. You don't look good. Give me a second. And he pulls out a few potions and hands them to you. And you look like shit. Heal yourself.
Thanks.
He gives you enough potions to heal up to full, but not.
Okay.
You don't get your abilities back, which sucks.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's recuperate with a few of the people that we need to speak to. And
Oh,
figure out
trust
what we
me.
can do.
Oh, trust me. When what I am hearing of is right then. Trust me, you have no idea.
Huh?
Okay, in short, a crazy former travel companion of mine tries to do something very bad during the solstice.
Ah,
Something
okay.
very bad.
And what
You
does that
heard
have
of
to do with going into the dig?
um well how was it again? Nexus point?
A nexus
No,
point? You mean like the ley lines and
no,
shit?
yeah, there's a nexus point on there.
Oh, wait, is he here?
Yes. He's probably already in the mine.
Alright, well, the solstice doesn't start for another few hours, so I have a few people I need to find. We'll find them, find whoever you need to find, find what you need to get before we go down into those mines, okay? We'll meet back
Yeah.
up at the western dig site, and he looks to his left hand, and you see a watch on it, this small sundial, and he just looks at it. Yeah, 6 hours. 6
Okay.
hours max. Understood?
Yes.
Alright, by the way, nice to meet you. The name's Midi Micah.
My name is Ikram.
Strange name. Anyways, I'll see you. I gotta go find Thog, and he runs away.
Wait, you're a friend of
He walks.
Thok?
He's already gone. He's fucking fast as shit.
Okay, I am trying to find my tiefling friend as fast as possible.
As you begin to go looking for your tiefling friends, and Midi runs off to go find Thog. That is where your story for this session ends. Let's go back to Mr. Raoul. Raoul, as in this darkened space, the only thing that you can hear is the slight breath of your compatriot as he scribbles down on a small piece of parchment different archaeological descriptions of this hallway that's gotten more and more progressively brass as you continue to walk for like a good 300 feet. He eventually is also breathing heavily. It's cold in here. It is... The only sounds that seem to echo above that are the footsteps of you two. This is... interesting. Where are the others that were here, though? Anyways, so... What made you take interest in this, pathway?
I am a practitioner of magic. What else but the solstice?
Well, I get that this pathway may lead to, like, a nexus point, but, like... Are you looking to figure out what we find inside? Did Stennis hire you and not tell me? Jesus, Stennis, you fucking dumbass.
I was not hired.
Oh. Then how did you get access to the dig? You're not supposed to be here, are you?
Unfortunately, no. Though that information will do you little good here.
I'm in
You
danger
can-
if I ask too many questions, aren't I?
Only so long as... Well, even then, it is of no consequence, is it? You're not going to get out of here until I have what I want. Unless you can magically bore through all that stone.
Well, guess I gotta help you then.
I will
Anyways,
answer your... If you like, I will answer your queries honestly. I have nothing to hide from you. and
Alright.
I might like... someone to talk to about it all.
As you guys are starting to walk, he's like, alright, I'll ask you a few questions. You can see some small of these tubes that are just blue in color, glass tubes, seem to be glowing with a bit of a green liquid as you guys continue to move through, giving this seafoam light as the steps upon the metal are clanging. So, what are you hoping to accomplish then at this nexus point? If you find what you're looking for anyways.
The nexus point was of course known by the gnomes themselves. It is at its peak. I have been told they have constructed an engine, one capable of altering things.
Well,
It is fueled by magic, atypical of the gnomes of old, However, they did not ignore the power offered by such a thing. The gnomes may not have had them often, but a few of their number still took to the mystical ways.
True, from what I remember, there was a divide. Some floating cities used magic and researched it, others didn't. It's a particular artifice from the Micah family from a few 100,000 years ago.
You might guess the particular alignment of those who inhabited these walls.
He looks at it. You could see obvious signs of magic mixed with tinkering. I think this is not one side or the other, but both.
You would be correct.
At this point, you walk past. As you're getting towards an opening. It looks like in the distance you see archways are starting to form more of a beautiful pattern. You see this small indent into the wall on your right, where you can see this statue of a lady with a cloak and veil on that seems to cover any features made of brass. And it seems to have gnomish written under it. The lady in brass, or the lady of the brass lady. Looking at it, this is a very religious-like statue. There are ancient burnt candles around it.
Ponder it all for but a moment. The combination of magic and machine. How that might alter the world as it obeys laws and logic. And through magic, that logic can be altered. And through machinery, harnessed.
So what do you wish to do then? All you've mentioned was their great accomplishments, not your own.
I serve in that service.
Domino?
There's net's bad.
Hello.
Give him a
No,
sec.
sorry. It's not internet. This has happened a few times now. My mic will loosen in my audio jack, and then I can still hear people, but my audio isn't transmitted.
I see.
And it's frustrating, because it is becoming a common occurrence. Alright, yes. I serve, and in that service, I would make the world perfect. There will be no more bindings, no more chains, no more temptations and vanities. There will only be apotheosis.
Mr. Wizard, I don't know what your name is, but the world can never be perfect. There are facets of this reality that can never achieve perfection. In my eyes, perfection is in the eye of the beholder. So, what is this perfection you seek? This falsehood you seek?
I understand why you think as you do. You are an archaeologist, a master of histories, things we have long since put behind us, and in that you are ignorant to the possibilities of the coming age. The future holds much more than we can comprehend. These are things to be brought about by the knowing. A being, the embodiment of knowledge, all that can and cannot be comprehended. And it knows. No matter how it might seem, perfection is achievable.
Well, I hope whatever you desire. Sorry, no, he wouldn't say that. He goes, An archaeologist I may be, but also a historian as well. Those perfect civilizations of the past, those that thought themselves perfect and to perfect the world, always fell. The future is never fully gilded. We may see it in a golden light, but it is unknown. There is no knowing what the future fully holds. And in that case, I see you a fool.
And in that, you, in your steepled foolishness, brand me ignorant. Those of which you speak did not fully understand the scale, the things with which they tampered. They did not have the same guidance. They did not have the tools which are at my disposal. You have likened two things when they are so much more different than you could ever know. I am guided by forces that understand. To be mortal is to be ignorant. That is our tragic flaw, the very root of our penultimate downfall, the reason why we are branded mortal and doomed eternally to die. I would seek to give us knowledge, to free us of the chains, and bring about a new age, not by the means through which you associate me. Those societies and individuals in the past, they did not do things as I do them. They do not act as I act. I would have no more of your petty assumptions. You do not understand the full scope, and I cannot make you understand the full scope. You can trust me, distrust me, aid me, hinder me. I will have the guidance I need from you. And then I will give you the ultimate gift.
Rawl, as you've been speaking, the more you speak, the more cult-like you sound to this man. You see a familiar look on his face, one that you've seen from one you considered an ally years ago, when you described your ideals to him as well. A look of not concern, not disappointment, but looking at a child like you have to, like you're like, fuck, now I gotta re-educate them because this person is on the wrong track. As if
Do not.
as if you are just wrong.
Why? Oh, I didn't.
So anybody watching, Stephanie, one of the players, Bob Sauce, Joy, and Rawl said, "Why?" And then they just left immediately.
Oh, damn.
Oh my.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
Why do you deign to judge me?
Oh, yeah.
Why does your every step haunt me? How many faces do you hide behind? I know you. I have always known you.
Darlin starts to step back a bit, and you see him reach to his back.
Begone, Coriander.
He pulls out a knife and just points it at you. Don't take another step closer.
I said, begone. Leave!
He just starts to fucking run. As
The knowing will guide me.
Rawl, you feel, for the first time, your hands trembling with rage, excitement, nervousness. You look down, and you feel a bead of sweat dripping down your invisible face.
The knowing will guide me.
As you take a step beyond the precipice of this hallway, you see this gigantic workshop, laboratory, gears, half-built automatons, large crystalline structures filled with, held by brass casings and brass rings that float around them, magical constructions, tinkering constructions, all of these items. And in the very epicenter of this building is like hundreds of feet tall, and it all correlates into a slope that goes up with a single staircase that spirals around the gigantic 30 to 50 foot wide slope. And upon the top of it, you see this amalgamation of pistons, you see nets, pulleys, you see gears, you see small tubes and wires affixed to archonic contraptions and circles, and you see in the epicenter of this a small flat surface with a flat surface above it no more than a foot that seems to be completely seen through. You can see through that part from all sides. You see at the base of this staircase there seems to be a pod of sorts with a blue and green glow coming out of it. But as you stare at this machine, you feel the arcane hum once again come to life. You see a few pistons push up and down before it stops again as you feel an earthquake hit. You are close. You look down as you pull out the parchment of your spell. You are close. You just need time. And you know that team is about to come here to excavate this area within the next few hours. As you start to look around, you have about 6 hours at this point before the solstice begins. Actually, no, because it would be 12 hours then, minus 1, 2, 3. You have about 9 hours before then. So you begin to look around. You do see the corpses of individuals that seem to be jettisoned into the wall, freshly made. Some of them have large spears in them that are made of metal and brass, and you can see these walking automaton that just seem to be very damaged, walking around with many marks upon them. You see ancient skeletal marks on them, and you see 3 tubes, these same tubes that you saw walking through here, the blue crystalline tubes with liquid, but bigger. These 50-foot wide tubes that are embedded into 3 parts of the walls opposite of this entrance chamber, one to your left, to your right of this circular chamber, and they seem to have these bubbles coming out of them. As you look, you can see across this entire chamber, which seems to be an entire sphere, there are arcane, divine, natural, magical markings, as well as chains, gears, just a marvelous conjecture of all magic and tinkering. Your artifice knowledge is completely blown away by this entire place. You can see manuscripts on tables around different pieces that are not finished just yet. And your mind starts to be like, I should check, no, I need to focus on my goal. You almost get lost in your thoughts for a second. So at this point, let's take a quick 5-minute break so you could just take a little bit of a break, because I really need to go to the bathroom again.